welcome to another edition of Liberty Blue Table Sessions, where we talk about a topic that's exciting, riveting, and one that really should get us excited about the lives that we want to live and the various aspects of it. Retirement. Now, for many of you, you might be concerned that, it might be something for us to worry about once we're old and gray. But the truth is that many South Africans tend to retire at different stages of their lives in order to fully live out the experiences that they want to have. And one particular person who's done exactly that is Zuraida, who joins us as our guest today. Zuraida, you're quite a dreamer. And I say that as the highest of compliments that I can share with you, because you've actually described how you've retired multiple times in your life and lived out the dreams that you have in a reality form. Tell us more about that.
Thank you. Well, I'm also a dreamer by my astrological star sign. I'm Pisces, and that's what we do by nature. We dream. And so I definitely have experienced being a product of my dreams. But what I've discovered along the way is that with these dreams, if I don't plan these dreams land up failing. So if I fail to plan, then the plans that I have fail. Which is something I've had to realize along the way. But ever since I've been a young child, I have always dreamt about the life that I wanted to live. I grew up in a small little town, and so you'll find that people that grow up in small little towns often have these huge dreams. That's been me. And I've retired many times in my life so far in the 46 years that I've been living, and I continue to do so.
I'm about to say 46 years young. You don't even look that age, never mind as though you had the ability to retire. But talk us through these experiences and how they actually speak to the planning that was necessary to make sure you had the necessary resources to live out the dreams that you wanted to experience.
Absolutely. Thank you. So I guess, one of the things that's allowed me to fulfill my dreams is the fact that I've always worked. So I've had a part-time job since I was 13 years old, and I've been saving money since I was 13. I went on my first dream adventure after I matriculated. I traveled overseas for a couple of months, and that trip was fully funded by money that I had saved in my teenage years. I remember at the time, I had saved up 35,000 Rand, and that allowed me to travel Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, Indonesia, all on my own, all fully funded by myself. And so when I speak about planning, that's what I'm talking about. You have to be able to plan for the dreams that you want. So for example, in psychology, there's this concept called temptation bundling. And temptation bundling is the idea of combining two activities, one that you need to do with one that you want to do. So for me, being a dreamer, I'm always going to be a dreamer, and there's always going to be things that I want to do. For me to have those wants come true, I'm going to need to plan financially. So I live my life with a concept of temptation bundling.
I like that. And we're learning something new here today. And Daphne, you're nodding your head in agreement, which really does go back to the concept of planning adequately, right? And Zuraida, you can jump in here to give us your thoughts as well. But there are clearly some steps that need to be taken. There's clearly some sacrifices that need to be made in order to make sure that the dreams that an individual like Zuraida wants to live out are actually taken care of. So what does this planning entail, essentially, when we talk about retirement or the different experiences that we want to live, Daphne?
Hi, ladies. I just love listening to your stories, Zuraida, and I think it just solidifies the fact that there is no retirement age or specific age to retirement. And as long as you can afford it and do it on your own terms, then be so. It's absolutely amazing. So you are what we refer to as an ageless adventurer. It sounds a bit exotic, but basically, all that means is that retirement planning for you is a journey of infinite possibilities, and particularly personal growth. And from that perspective, from a financial planning perspective, all you really need is someone to assist you along that journey. And when you think of planning, financial planning, many advisors out there really focus on the one aspect is, will I be okay? But I think given that we're seeing the shift in retirement, specifically when it comes to age, there's no real age to retirement. It actually should be, will I be happy? And so listening to you, it just brings joy to my heart, because when you consider planning for that happiness, there's three things a client or an advisor should actually consider. One, can I afford to have those rewarding experiences? And again, through your story, through your journey, I think saving and planning for that shows that that's definitely going to lead you to tick that box of, will I be happy? Two, will I be able to still have meaningful relationships? And I think as well, through that journey, through your experiences, your travel, all of that amounts to you having ticked that box in terms of meaningful relationships. And three, do I have a sense of purpose? And this is very important. The Japanese actually have a saying, ikigai. And if you know the Japanese, they have the best longevity rates in the world. And for them, even when they leave their normal sense of working or their career, they still ensure that they have a sense of purpose, whether it be with another career or with their family. So I think from a financial planning perspective for you, I would just say focus on ensuring that you always have that solid financial plan in place to ensure that your rewarding experiences are still fulfilled and you still save towards that. And I think most importantly, to ensure that for your family and yourself, you protect your income. So from your income and estate perspective, ensure that that is satisfied.
Thank you, Daphne. I actually can't agree with you more because, I guess one of the negatives about being a dreamer is that sometimes you can get lost in those dreams. Like if you look at my current situation in my life, I've been a student now for 7 years, which is all great and wonderful. But if I don't have someone that is financially advising me, it can be so easy to stay in the state of a dream and never go back to financially planning for the next mini retirement. So I appreciate what you say. So when I think about myself in terms of personality, I'm definitely a combo between the ageless adventurer and the actualizing adult, because the actualizing adult is the one that's going to make sure that the ageless adventurer can have the life that he or she wants to have.
Isn't that fantastic? I think you really put it quite beautifully in a nutshell, that it's not just about being a dreamer and wanting to have all these dreams be fulfilled, but you do need to back it up with a lot of action. Action that requires planning, and planning that requires adequate execution. So quite right in terms of the lessons that we've learned here today. Thank you so much for your time, ladies. I think we've certainly shifted our mindset when it comes to retirement. And if 46 is the new young age to retire at, and given that you've retired before, Zuraida, I'm looking forward to your next adventure and seeing just exactly what comes out of it.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thanks so much to you both for joining us for this edition of Liberty Blue Table Sessions.